Hello, Leah. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you for asking.
I'm doing fine, thank you. So, what brought you in today?
Well, I've been experiencing a bad relapse with alcohol due to a recent diagnosis of chronic depression, and I'm just upset because I feel like I'm turning into my old family members.
Okay. So, from my understanding, you have family members who have been diagnosed with depression as well.
Correct. I don't want to turn into my mother or an alcoholic again, like my grandmother. I've been doing really well with managing alcohol intake, and I was proud of myself at one point.
Okay. So it's your mom who has depression. So can you describe the strategies or things that you did that worked for you before? How were you managing your intake?
Well, I attended AA meetings and I've been using the methods given in the meetings to help manage my alcohol for a while. It worked.
Mhm.
I was able to get more work done, which in turn helped me manage my anxiety a bit more, even if did have some sad moments, some vulnerable, weak moments, you know? I also did a few things on my own that helped keep my mind off a drink. I would I would have, like, a drink of wine cooler or 2 sometimes. I would journal and write poetry. I've been watching a few YouTube tutorials on crocheting, so I've been beginning to do that kinda stuff. I figured I had depression because there are times when I can't get out of bed and be as productive as I would like, but actually being diagnosed made me relapse. I think it's a little discouraging, you know?
Okay, I definitely understand. This was a new stressor that's being introduced into your life, and there is an adjustment period for it, because it is something that's new and it will take time because I'm sure you're starting new medication and things like
Mhm,
that. Um, but I do want you to know that you're not limited because of your diagnosis. You aren't your family members, you aren't your genetics or your environment. You have the right to make decisions for yourself and do what's best and what works for you.
mhm,
And you seem to have a lot of great things going on with your journaling and AA meetings,
mhm.
and you can continue down that path.
Ye yeah, I relapsed though, which, like, I was doing so good, and I thought if this is the one thing I feel like it's the one thing that can make me go back.
Oh, okay. Well, relapsing doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you're human and you found things that serve as a trigger, which allows you to be more aware. So what do you think we can do today that can help you moving forward?
Well, I think maybe signing up for AA meetings online would be a good start because I stopped attending due to feeling ashamed.
Okay. So sign up for a few meetings.
Mhm,
Don't worry. I'm sure that they won't judge you.
mhm,
Because we all have our vices and often may relapse.
mhm.
So it's all about what you do moving forward. So what other things could help? Do you think going back to journaling your feelings and anxieties could help, or maybe a few meditation periods throughout your day?
Yes, I can try meditating because I do find the quiet downtime I have. I can relax and feel calm of my nerves in the same way alcohol is. It'll also serve me a good alternative so I can take medication for my depression, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely understand because you can't mix alcohol with
Right.
your antidepressants. So I definitely understand that, and I'm glad that you find the quiet time that you have relaxing, and you're able to use that as a sort of a way to calm your nerves in the same way that alcohol
Mhm,
was working for you.
mhm.
So let's try that. Try meditating, yoga, and attending your AA meetings while taking your medication, and let's see what that does for you. You can even try painting in the park to get your mind off of things. Maybe you can go do that with your mom.
That would be amazing. That's a really good suggestion. That could help me feel better with my relationship with my mom, and she
Mhm.
could give me a helpful strategy she used for her depression and adjusting to medication.
Okay, so strengthening your relationship with your mother seems to be important to you.
Yes, it is because I feel misjudged by my mom. You know, she's my mom for not being able to get up most days during my childhood and attend shows and games I had. I understood a lot more now that I've been experiencing the same feelings due to the same condition. I think it would help alleviate many of my anxieties and stressors knowing that she's on my side.
I understand. Having a good support system behind you would definitely be good with all the new changes going on in your life. So, just to go over everything before we sign you up for a few meetings, moving forward, you're going to try meditating and yoga with your mom, as well as therapeutic hobbies such as pain to help mend your relationship with your mom, as well as help you keep your mind off things. You'll also be taking your medication during this time and attending your meetings, correct?
Yes, that sounds good to me. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, great. So essentially, you'll continue everything you were doing before with the addition of more therapeutic tasks and meditation in your routines. Is it fine if we meet in, let's say, 3 weeks from now to do a check in?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. I feel so much better and more determined to stay on track, even if I do have a slip up.
Of course. Thank you for coming in, Leah. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Regina. It's nice to see you again. How you been?
I've been struggling a bit lately. I'm just seem to making, I don't seem to be making any progress in my
hmm
life. And it's starting to feel a little overwhelming.
I'm sorry to hear that. I understand it happens. It sounds like you're feeling stuck. Have you given any thought to what might be holding you back?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels, and no matter what I do, it just seems like I cannot move forward.
That's a common thing. That's a common thing. It's you're human and it's understandable that you might feel that way. But I want you to know that there are skills and strategies that can help you make meaningful changes in your life. Would you be open to exploring some of those with me?
Yes, definitely. I would be willing to try anything that might help.
Okay, good, good. One approach that can be effective is called change intervention. Essentially, change intervention is the process of identifying and implementing specific strategies and behaviors that can help you achieve your goals and overcome obstacles. We're going to discuss your goals today first. It's also breaking down big changes into smaller, more manageable steps and then working on those steps one at a time. Okay.
Okay, that sounds really good. I'd like to do that. How does it work?
Well, the first step is to identify the changes, actually, and not your goals. Is identify the changes that you want to make in your life, what your goals are, and what the obstacles are that are preventing you from achieving them. Once we have a clear picture of what you want to change, we can start to identify specific strategies and behaviors that can help you get there.
Okay, I think I can do that. And I want to start by finding a better job, but I'm not sure how to go about it though.
That's a great goal. That's a good goal. Let's start by breaking it down to smaller stuff. What are some specific actions you can take to move closer to finding a better job?
Well, I think I can start by updating my resume and applying for more jobs. And I could also reach out to some people that I know that are in my network and see if they know of any opportunities.
Those are great ideas. You could also, there's like temp agencies and you can get a recruiter. Let's start with updating your resume. So, do you have a current resume?
No, well, I haven't updated in a while.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that's a good place to start. There are also websites and agencies that can do it for you. Let's set a goal for you to update your resume by the end of next week. What specific steps do you need to take to accomplish that goal?
Um, I need to gather all my work experience. I know that's one. And then education information. And then
Mhm,
I need to organize it and kind of put it into a
mhm.
concise document.
Excellent. Now let's break that down even further. What are some specific actions that you can take to gather that information and organize it?
I can go through some of my old files
Mhm.
and pull out any relevant documents. And I could also reach out to some of my former colleagues, maybe, and see if they have any recommendations or
Well,
advice for me.
those are great ideas. The more you reach out, let's set a goal for you to complete those steps by the end of this week as well. And then we can work on the next step, like formatting and editing the resume and start applying for jobs. Like I said, you can always ask somebody to do it for you. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. It feels less overwhelming when you break it down into smaller steps, like the how you said.
Exactly. Change intervention is all about taking big goals and breaking them down into smaller steps, more manageable steps. I say to my clients is just going day by day. That's great to hear. Making positive changes can be really rewarding experience. What kind of changes have you been thinking about? Hold on,
Well,
think I did it again. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been kind of feeling stuck in my job. Like I want to start looking for something new. I
Mhm,
also I want to work on my relationships with my family and friends,
mhm.
and then start taking better care of my physical health.
Those are great goals. Let's start by breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, with your job share, we can start by updating your resume, creating potential employers, like we said. And I know you said you reach out to some of your friends and colleagues and setting time aside each week to apply for jobs.
That sounds doable.
Okay. And with your relationships, we can start by identifying some specific actions you can take to strengthen those connections. Maybe that means setting time aside each week to call or visit family members or finding a new activity to do with some friends.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. And for your physical health, we could start by creating a plan to exercise regularly and make healthier food choices.
Okay, I'm on board with that too.
Great. Let's create a plan that feels manageable and achievable for you. We can break it down each of these goals into smaller steps and identify potential barriers that might get in the way. And we can also celebrate your successes along the way.
That sounds like a great plan. Thank you for helping me get started on this new journey.
No problem, Regina. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Hello, Bree. It's good to see you again.
Hello, Dr. Reynolds. It's great to see you again too.
Awesome. How are you doing today?
Not so good. I've been struggling with self-esteem issues.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's jump right in and see what we can do to help you with this issue, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bree, on our last visit, you're contemplating making some changes to improve your self-esteem. Is it okay that I help you to prepare for that change?
Absolutely.
Good, good. Well, your response tells me that you're motivated. And so your self-esteem issue, so when your self-esteem issue is resolved, what will you be doing differently that you're not doing right now?
Well, I will speak up for myself more, rather than just staying silent, and I'll try doing things that were challenging before.
That's great. That's great. When you build a better relationship with others, as you develop your self-esteem, will you feel like you've achieved your goal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. That's good. Okay. Now I want to do something different. Okay. I want
Okay.
to ask you a different type of question this time. It might seem a little weird, but we're going to go a little deeper. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to ask, what do you think about this? And I want you to really think about it before you respond. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose you go to bed tonight, and when you wake up in the morning, the issue that brought you in today, which was your self-esteem issues,
Mhm.
it was already resolved. Now, because you were asleep and you didn't know, then we're going to call it a miracle, that miracle happened. What would be the first thing that you noticed that would alert you that a miracle had happened, that something changed, that something took place and something's different now?
Well, it would have to be my brother has a more positive attitude towards me.
Wow. Well, can you walk me through what that would look like, Bree?
Well, I would go into the family room where my brother usually plays his video games, and instead of him calling me a loser, my brother would hand me a controller and suggest that I compete against him with a smile.
Wow, that would really be different. Well, how would you respond to that invitation?
Well, I would smile back and take the controller and play the game with him.
That's awesome. Well, how do you think your brother would react to you taking the controller?
Well, I think he would be a bit surprised and act awkward at first.
Okay, I can see that. But it seems to me that the relationship with your brother is very important to you. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Well, I
is.
believe today, Bree, that we have made a brilliant amount of success and progress in our session today. I see you moving in a positive direction, positive direction. I'm seeing that miracle taking place that wasn't there last night. And so you have taken a stance to be motivated to change and fix these self-esteem issues. That was a great picture that you painted for me of a positive outcome, working on building up your self-esteem. You stood up, you know, it was a
Mhm.
challenge for you to take the controller because, you know, before, negatively speaking, it probably wasn't possible. Would you agree?
Mhm. Yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty difficult for me.
Okay. Well, I saw you being positive in this exercise. So I want to tell you, great job. Great job. And we'll continue on this path in our next session. So what we'll do is we'll set a goal to maybe we'll tackle another issue next time. Would that be
Okay.
agreeable?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Bree, thank you for coming in and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. See you next time.